guys, welcome back to another thing of me reading. This time I'm just gonna try and read as much as I can in about 20 minutes, just a whole clip kind of thing. So yeah, Savannah was talking to a rabbit, whispered softly, and her floppy ears held the animal on her lap, rocking slowly, purple, something. And Griffin and Ben could not make out what she was saying, but it was obvious the creature was totally calm in her arms, and it was clear through louder. Your friends are here, she called in the hall. All regards, but she sets the rabbit down and hopped over an elaborate cage in the corner, which Sharpen fed the two of the hamster. I guess you have a lot of pets, Griffin observed. Not pet, she replied. The house we are equal partners. My mom, my dad, my brother, our dog, our 2 cats, 4 rabbits, 7 hamsters, 3 turtles, Harvey, and an albino chameleon. And if it's albino, how does it change color? When he stays white, it's a disability, and now Laura know it. Griffin cleared his throat carefully. That's really cool that you can talk to rabbits. Does it work on other animals that way? Hey, we don't talk whether that's what you mean. Animals are sensitive. It's the tone of your voice. They trust you. You may not be able to understand your words. It's a conversation that definitely communicating. Why do you to talk to? We need you to talk to a dog. Ben blurted. Savannah eyes noted. What dog? Remember, a dog. Animals are innocent on the inside, Griffin. Well, there's a guard dog on 9th Street, a Doberman. He's pretty much T-Rex. We're talking vicious, nasty, mean. Stop right there, Savannah interrupted. A guard dog is only mean because that's how it was trained. Take a newborn puppy, raise that one behavior that gets rewarded is aggressive. You're going when that's a pretty rough dog. Luther, all right, Ben, but that doesn't make it the dog's fault. Savannah continued sharply, and it goes a little puppy isn't trapped inside their home somewhere, waiting for a chance to come out. What good if this shaft in there and is gone forever? Griffin wandered down on sick Savannah. Then you're just coming up with 100% bad dog. That's so sad. There's no such thing as 100% bad dog. Savannah with certainty. You take this Doberman. 6:10 p.m. As Tom Duffin drove away from Pulmonary's Emporium, Griffin and Ben emerged from the alley, escorting Savannah to her meeting with Luther, where he suspected the Doberman was still full of emotion. He saw catching himself for the kind, heartless person of noble animal behind the fence. What kind of does it? Noble animal eating up. Ben suggested dryly. He's kindly. Griffin put it quick. The guy whose store this is runs a sample of comic books like a military base. You should see the inside. Everything is locked away and alarm wired. Griffin outrage was genius. Of all the places of the town will break into Pulmonary's Emporium was the most treacherous shop. Savannah nodded grimly. To take this beautiful bulldog, just keep out of sight. We'll see about that. Luther, let's call in a loving tone. Come and say hello. I'm afraid. The Doberman stopped dead in the urban patrol. Realized at the thing of friendship. Yep. A low rumble seemed to raise from its belly. You're right, she's intended to. Griffin, I can feel the resistance. The poor thing had been taught to be hostile and angry. No, you're doing great, Griffin hissed. What was that? He tried to chew through the gate. She took another step forward. The boys did not accompany. Luther went up to the ladder. I can't look. Ben, Savannah glared at him. You're running everything, you little creature. Rattler that can see emotional around your negative is spoken in him. Cloudzilla could spoke that doll. Ben mumbled backing away. Savannah unzipped a small duffel bag and produced a hard rubbery toy thing to home tail. Griffin frowned. What's that supposed to do? His long-lost brother, Harpark, currently is guard dog training the way. Become more afraid of conflict. Savannah's dog is playful. Oh, imagine it was me for fun. He turned to the Doberman, smiled encouragingly. Luther, I've brought something for you. She gently lobbed the poodle over the fence. It never reached the ground, with the blood curdling. Luther leaped into the air, accepting the gift with tearing jaws. The poodle was made in a matter of seconds, and there stood the Doberman at the center of the scattered paint rubber curves. The scene looked like somebody had fed a box of erasers to a jet engine, while Griffin managed and all and nodded in agreement. What a magnificent animal. Magnificent was not the word Griffin and Ben would have chosen. While Savannah might have made a vision store and attempt to Lutheran puppy, Griffin and Ben turned their attention to Swindle burglar alarm. For these straight days they spent after school, squinting at the plasma TV, their noses are against the plastic icky below the path, their huge finger. I see a blue spot in the front of my eye. Ben accomplished your lucky, Griffin told him. I can barely see it at all. Come on, we almost got it. We have Griffin idea, secret video. Oh, tape Tom. Before punching alarm code that would not work, and there was a movement with the assistant manager hand over the past 72 hours the boys had memorized of his and skin and ankle. The 4-digit sequence continued. Then Griffin backed up the tape and what do you think the last number might be? 1? See the finger at the top. The third one is probably 0. That's not a very long from off the path. It leaves just a second number. It's in line with the 1. Only the lower drawer been observed. That's what's under the keypad. 47 or 1401 1401 1701. Well, I guess wrong. The alarm will bring every cop in town down to our heads, Ben said nervously, with a sign on. Griffin paused on the tape, so House of It was coming along with Looper, supervising the evening. As the fence had becoming Ben's job, and Griffin created a plan. Ben reported at the gate. We're both going into pieces in the door, and no better than the last. And the barking isn't quite as loud, Ben offered. That's the only thing she's feeding it. Peanut butter treats, and I think the mouth is glued shut. At the gate is there, despite the treats, Savannah, she can do it. Griffin insisted. The dog has just let the guard down its guard to trust her. I feel kind of lousy tricking her into this. Ben admitted she's probably better way to spend her nights than kneeling at a fence trying to sweet talk a ferocious beast. We'll give her a share of money when the baby roof card when we get it. Griffin, promise you sure you boys can see from there? Came my voice. Startled Ben reached for his remote, but it was too late. His father was already in the living room. What was this, some kind of homemade reality TV show? Griffin spoke. It's a project for school. You know, guess the code. He hit the play, but the tone on the VCR, we got it narrated down. 1401 or 1701. School sure has changed since our days of the 3 R's, and I don't have a clue. An odd expression appeared on his face. Is there a chance you teachers might be a Star Trek fan? Griffin picked up why people combine combinations that will easy for us to remember on the classic Trek from 1960s. The serial number of the USS Enterprise was the NCC-17. The one he looked at. Embarrassment, I know I'm an old nerd, Griffin thought. Back to security cases, but I might model at Palmieri's Emporium. There's a merchandise of dozens of TV shows, movies, and favorite varieties, but 16 Star Trek seem to be a favorite. Don't worry, Mr. Solo. Griffin said we'll be unable to triumph without his voice stealing my old nerd to Chapter 9. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get through as many chapters as I can, but you know, I might not get through that many. Might try and get to chapter 12, but that's a lot. It's like 4 chapters, so maybe chapter 11 or less. Chapter 9. For Griffin, watching a plan coming together like a complete jigsaw puzzle. Oh, it started a flimsy frame on the outer edges, slowly piecing together, till the final image began to appear. With the baseball card heist, however, the finished picture was narrated and gasped a black hole named Luther. Savannah was the 4th meeting with the Doberman, and the girl was still baffled. I don't understand it, she confused, leaning against the fence outside Palmer's Emporium. I fed him, moved him, talked to him, reasoned with him. I've watched the horses whisper twice last night, hoping for inspiration. Maybe you should watch the dog whisper Ben struggles humbly. I already tied it and the entire season, she replied infamously. Nothing helps. I never thought I could write off an innocent animal, but I would have to admit this dog is beyond my reach. Griffin was stricken. You're giving up? No, you can't. She shrugged helplessly. Believe me, it doesn't make me happy. What choice do I have? Communicated Luther on the other side of the fence. Look at his eyes. There's no let up in the anger, not even curiosity in my fourth and I hate here, but no, I'm just an intruder. Griffin was devastated. You can't quit now. Oh, please give it one more shot. Swindle looked in disappointment, morphed into a deep vision. Wait a minute, guys. We're not letting this work. For the dog. What's this really about? Griffin hesitated. There was more people who were caught in conspiracy, the greater chance that one of them would slip. But he had no choice. Without the dog, where's the naturalized Luther had any plan would be doomed. There was no way to sugarcoat it. So he had told Sideout, we need to calm down the dog so we can break into the store and steal the baseball card. Savannah's jaw dropped open in shock, so Griffin quickly stammered, it's not as bad as it sounds. We'll give you a cut of the money. Her face burned bright red with fury. I cannot believe you just said that you want me to help you pull off a robbery. You're either crazy or you think I'm crazy. I'm telling you, my mother, or I'm telling Palmer, I'm telling the police. As her voice rose, she slowly, a couple of fingers, and dated the chain-like fence as a shriek. Smelled of blood in the water. Luther snapped as her hand would have taken both the Ben could have pulled her back from the gate. Her rage doubled. Wheeled on the Doberman, miserable, lying, three-waisted dog. How dare you do that to me? I've shown you nothing but kindness, and this is how you behave? You don't deserve to. Rabies would have been too good for you. You should have put rocket ship. Griffin and Ben were frozen in shock at the sudden change in their classmates. Never had heard such a trade, and not from soft-spoken, level-headed Savannah Rosley. But the boys' reaction was mild compared to the effect of the outburst of Luther's lungs. Beast thumped on the fence and suddenly became boneless and dropped the belly and began groping towards Savannah, wiggling its tail and whimpering, gazing up at her soulful, pleading eyes. Savannah breathed in. Look, I'm never going to do it for you guys, she hissed. Do you think I wanted to take a proud and glorious animal to break his spirit? It's okay, Griffin insisted. It's okay, Griffin insisted. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Now let's see where the crime gets you, she yelled. Not only both of you are going to jail, but you also forced me to everything you believed in and destroyed this beautiful dog. This beautiful dog almost ate two of your... Ben reminded her. Savannah, listen, Griffin, we're not criminals. This card is rightfully ours. I don't care, Savannah interrupted. Honestly, I'm leaving. She reached to the fence and stroked the dark fur of Luther's neck. I'm sorry, boy. Didn't mean to do it. Doberman rolled over, presenting its belly to be tickled. Griffin was fine. You can leave. You can even hate our guts. Please don't tell anyone what we're planning. No fear of that. Savannah was clearly both angry and hurt. As far as I'm concerned, two guys don't even exist anymore. If you want my opinion, you should have both seeked mental health. Hope she kissed Luther through the fence. I promise I'll come back to visit you, sweetie. And then she stormed off into the night. Griffin should walk away. Wolf said, I've gone a lot worse. Fang walked at him. I hope you're kidding. That's it. Think about it. That she could have took care of the dog and promised not to rat us out. What more could we ask for? Luther tossed the body off into the shadows near the store. Ben was unconvinced. I don't know where Griffin. He doesn't look so taken care of me. What's the dog whispering? Only works for Savannah. Griffin shrugged. You saw how to handle him. You get city. You'll have to yell and scream and threaten. Spend his alpha or something like that. You gave a special feeling in my gut, and it says time back. Ben found and the old faithful coming back. the chosen right time to plan into action. Only they were not ready yet, he protested. The plan isn't even finished. What do we still have a way to get past Pablo and into the store? Oh yes, we do. The man with the plan could not be suppressed a smile. Remember that 5th grade project or Trojan War? Chapter 10. So yeah, I might only get to... Actually, I could probably get to chapter 11. But real quick. On October 10th, exactly 5:30 p.m., as William Pomeroy left his store, drove off to Honolulu, and he never noticed two fugitives' eyes peering out narrowly at the end of the alley block. A moment later, Griffin threatened and onto the sidewalk, struggled with a heavy laden truck balanced in the cargo ledge was a large crate that might have held a 33-inch TV. It did not hold a 33-inch TV. There was a grunt in the hand of the truck, bounced over the spot, broke the pavement. I thought the voice inside of the box says, "Watch out." Griffin said nothing to the Trojan one inside the wooden horse was no, passing his neck over to see his soul. Or back into the secret, peeked open the gate and Commoner's Emporium. No customer. Tom Duffin was alone, typing list. No counter. Griffin Ford, the assistant manager, had a clear view of the door. Come on, he thought. Move. A minute passed, then two. Sweat formed on Griffin's brow. Oh, how long could it take to stand here before someone knows 1,000-pound crate in the care of an elevator? To look up, so I don't exactly know where I'm starting at. The door. Come on, move. A minute passed and two from this 1,000-pound crate. Now, Griffin nearly dislocated both shoulders, tipping the load, could not roll against roaring. Hauled shipment through the gate and down the entrance. The truck was struck under the weight of the container. He couldn't budge. What was going on? Came an urgent whisper from the box. What's all that shaking? Shh, Griffin hissed. Just inside the store, Doctor finished shelving the comics and a few other seconds. He'd been back in front of the strength and given them. Yak was screaming. The cargo ledge pulled free, and one of the metal handles whacked him in the mouth. He was straining backward, tasting a little reeling. His emperor scampered, and the gate he closed, and the operation had begun. Dr. found in the bulky crate he sighed. Read at the door. There hasn't been a delivery truck. Okay, it must have taken a few minutes. He exclaimed about peering over the wood frame. Before the address, the shop message, and S. Emporium personnel and to be operated, and address only with a shrug. Tom dragged the heavy container inside, wobbling and suspicious. Promenade himself, he opened it, and the printed matter was probably just white, but somebody's lifelong collectibles of comic books and magazines. He set the store off and stepped out and locked the doors behind him. Whatever it was, the boss would deal with the arrival next morning. He sat at the glass paper and slightly nervous to breathe through air holes. There was times when Ben Solvik wished he had an opportunity, a best friend instead of the man with the plan, an ordinary best friend that would never wish to have to convince him to shut up. And a TV crate inside Palmer's Emporium was definitely a Trojan horse. Went out as a crate and very afraid, but the smallest kid was in 6th grade. He still had a lot on the outside. His knees were pulled through his chest and fit into a small space. No pain, no gain, he reminded himself. This is for $1 million. For a reason, money didn't seem quite real to him, and helping with and saving from having to sell the house that was regal. He'd do anything not to lose Griffin, but $1 million for a baseball card? Science fictional. Aloud. If all the cash closed in recently framed. Actually, the whole ceiling of millions was the same thing as the million itself. It wasn't on top of everything. They made uneasy the car from the escape, feeling that he might commit a very serious crime. He peered over through the gloom wall. Watch 6:03. Sundown was supposed to start. Come at 6:57. What was the point of the plan? Added 30 minutes more, or let it get dark by the time it would come. It's impossible to read the digital count. Griffin had instructed easy for him to say 8 digits equals 592 or 5,220 seconds. And hey, now that 6:05, first 120 seconds were already over. He could have started at 121, 122, 123, but that's before 200. Here's word of the first down. Stop it, he commanded himself. Nobody falls asleep in the middle of a heist. Yet he counted dodgily. He could. Sighs fed on. Lids got heavier in the way he did. No, not here, not now. He had to barely reach 500, 509. His voice filled with an empty store. 530. This was crazy. He feared alone and awake. did Agnew get caught napping inside of a Trojan horse? 801, 802. He actually counted 803, but no longer. I'd like to hear it. Chapter 11. Now I got pretty far, but I think I'm going to end it there, guys. Bye. Like and subscribe. Bye.